What's going on, brother? How are you? Oh,
I feel like I'm like teaching a college class or something. I did not know there was gonna be this many people here. What's up, y'all? How you feeling? Woo! Yeah. Good, good.
dude, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Of course, my pleasure.
Let's start with the name, 24kGoldn. I know your government name is Golden.
It is.
So, have you ever asked your parents like where that came from? Do you know the story of why Golden?
Yeah. So I was born in the year 2000, which in like Chinese zodiac calendar is the year of the dragon, but it's like a special year of the dragon, which only happens once every 60 years, and it's the golden dragon year. So my dad was like, fuck it, let's name him Golden. And that's the long story short. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad it was a great story because I thought you were gonna be like, nah, I'm just from the Golden State area, so
Yeah,
it's Golden.
no.
So that was okay. So going to 24kGoldn, like, how many times have you heard people mispronounce your name?
So many
The
times.
artist names. Was there
So many
ever a
times.
time where you're like, oh crap, I should have stuck to Golden?
Well, when I first started making music, my name literally was just Golden, like Golden, spelled like my government name. But whenever I told people like, yo, go check me out on SoundCloud or whatever, look up Golden, they'll search Golden and like a million things that were not me would show up. So I was like, damn, I got to get my SEO game up. Yeah.
Okay, so you're from the Bay Area. Do you
Yes, sir.
typically go towards like the San Francisco teams, or do you go more towards Oakland?
Well, I was born and raised in San Francisco, so Niners, Giants, Warriors, those are my teams. Yeah.
Perfect. So then I gotta
You feel
ask.
me? Yeah.
And then this little man's got a Golden State jersey on
Okay,
over
I
here.
see you. Okay, yeah.
But I gotta ask, how do you feel about all these teams in Oakland going away?
I think it's like heartbreaking, honestly.
Right? That's what I would think too. It's like you're losing your rival, but it's also like sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like your rivals make you better. You know, it's like in Pokemon, you got Ash, and then you got what's his name, Red or something like that.
Is it Gary?
Gary. No, Gary's the uncle or the professor.
Oh, isn't that Professor Oak?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I
It's been
should
a
know
while
this
since
much
I played
about it.
Pokemon. I'm impressed. I'm glad you're here
Yeah.
to save me. But nah, I think it's like crazy that places like LA can have like two basketball teams and 3 baseball teams and 2 football teams, but like SF and Oakland can't have East Bay, West Bay. They can't have one each.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I figured it'd be pretty sad to lose
I am pretty
that.
sad.
All right, there's a civil war going on right now in the hip hop community.
Oh yeah.
Dra-
yeah.
Drake and Kendrick.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Damn.
Listen, you don't have to say anything. Neither of us need to catch stray bullets for anybody.
I'm not trying to get dissed out there, man.
Okay.
I don't need them pulling up old tweets. I don't know what I
Yeah.
said when I was 13.
On the other hand, I could use all the help I can get. So no, it's crazy what's going on right now. So I was just wondering if you're pulling for somebody or if you just love it because it's good for the industry. Like it's
I love it.
okay.
Who said that? I feel you.
To be clear, she said that, not us. That did not come from up here.
I grew up listening to both of their music and being a fan of each one of those artists for different reasons. But, I think it's just nice to have Kendrick drop like 5 songs in the span of a month instead of waiting like 3 years for another album. Yeah. So I'm glad that there's that competitive spirit bringing out.
Yeah, well, competition I think makes everything better. So it's like it's good that there's some competition.
That's like a theme for
right?
this chat. Yeah.
Okay, so today's a big day.
Yeah.
Tour starts.
Tour starts. This is the first day of tour.
First stop on the tour.
I need to see all of your beautiful faces at the Hawthorne at 8, sometime tonight. Yeah.
So what when it comes to touring, and especially like this tour specifically, what are you looking to accomplish? Like if you can get one thing done on this tour, it was all worth it.
I think the biggest thing is like just connecting, When I had the biggest song in the world, it was also a pandemic. And like I feel like I got robbed of the opportunity to like meet everybody out there that actually fucks with me and fucks with my music. So now this is kind of like the double back and getting to like I've never done a headline show in Portland. I've never done a headline show in so many of these cities that I'm going to. So I'm just grateful that I get to do this now and looking forward to like talking to you guys and like hearing what was your favorite song, hearing what song you wished I performed that I didn't, and then you're gonna get mad at me about. Like, I want to hear all those things. Yeah.
And I'm obsessed with tour riders. What's on your tour rider? Anything?
I'm not a diva, bro. Like, the craziest thing, I had this conversation last week. The craziest thing I ever put on my rider is a bottle of Clase Azul and black Calvin Klein boxers. That's not that bad.
That's pretty tame. So for anybody
Yeah,
that
it's not
doesn't know
that
what a
bad.
tour rider is, it's basically you send a list to a venue, like for Hawthorne, he's playing tonight, and it just says, I need boxers, or
They didn't give me either of those, so yeah.
or like sometimes you'll put on like bottled water. Tea is pretty standard, but some
Yeah.
people get ridiculous with it. What's the craziest thing you've seen or heard from somebody's tour rider?
I
Because
think
green M&Ms is always like that's
that's
the
the
joke.
one.
That's the
the
joke,
one.
right?
That's probably the craziest I've heard. Like, I can't imagine some poor like intern just in there picking out every single M&M that's not green. Like,
And also, why would you want those anyway? They've
What,
all
the
been
green
touched. No, they've all been touched.
facts. Yeah, I never thought about that. You're absolutely right.
So when it comes to tour, what's the best advice? Because you've toured with Wiz and
Yeah.
Was it Logic?
Wiz, Logic, Corday, she knows. Yeah.
What's the best advice you were given on tour, and if you have somebody on tour that you give to them?
Ooh, the best advice I was ever given on tour was tour like you're the headliner and try and steal all their fans. I would not give that
Bold.
advice to somebody that was opening up for me, though, because I don't want you to steal my fans. But if you deserve them, like, yeah, go crazy. But yeah, I think it's just like more so walking up there and knowing that you belong there because you are up there.
Have you? I mean, you're kind of in a golden era. Yes, I did. Of music. sorry. Where you've got AI to play with. Have you played with AI at all?
Yeah, but it kind of sucked. Like, it don't got the soul. Like, at least when I was experimenting with it, it doesn't have the soul and like the human essence that makes music so special. One of the most interesting things I thought came from this Kendrick and Drake beef though was Metro. He went on Twitter, Metro Boomin, the producer that the instigator that started this whole thing. He went on Twitter and he dropped a beat called BBL Drizzy 150 BPM. And it had a sample in there that was made with AI. So he had AI create like a soul song that was singing about Drake getting a Brazilian butt lift. And he chopped it up. And like, I just thought it was cool that now we can create samples that sound like anything we want and incorporate that into the production.
I mean, you can literally make a song with 2 sentences and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But another thing that just happened recently, I don't know how tapped you are into country music.
Yeah.
But Randy Travis, have you guys heard about this? Legendary country music star Randy Travis had a stroke a couple years back, lost his voice almost completely, but because of AI, he was able to release a song using his voice.
That's fire.
Isn't that sick?
Yeah, that's fire. I like that a lot.
So if you could play with anybody's voice, if you were given royalty-free reign to have AI on your song, who would you put on it?
Probably like Marvin Gaye or like Michael Jackson.
That's a hard sample
like,
to clear.
Yeah, like everything, the Beatles, everything that I could not clear any other way. Those are the voices I would play with.
So speaking of Beatles, you're a man of many genres, and you don't want to ever be known for just one,
Yeah.
or like kind of pigeonholed into one genre. So who would we be surprised to hear or to find on your Spotify?
Let's look. Let's. I pull up because I get real eclectic, yo. You don't. Let me see. It's everything from like Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely, like super underground, like Opium Baby type shit, to like what what's like some alternative. Like I'm listening to like the Clash, which some of y'all are like, duh, of course, they're one of the biggest bands of all time. I was born in 2000. Okay, give me a break. This girl like Molly Lewis, who all she does is whistle, but it's fire. It's like lounge music. I'm listening to like Brazilian funk. Like it's all over the place.
Look up
Truly.
Molly Lewis.
Hall & Oates. Yo, Hall & Oates? Why didn't y'all tell me about them earlier? Rich Girl is crazy. Crazy.
Well, while you have your phone unlocked,
Yeah.
do you have voice notes? Do you have anything in voice notes that we'd be excited to that you're working on?
Yeah, maybe. Let me see.
Let's see what we can get here.
I could play you maybe a.
Sorry, management.
Nah, you're good. You're good. 'Cause, see, I don't know which ones are good or not, so I don't want to play some mid.
They're all good. Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
That's the cool thing
yeah.
is like you never know what it's going to turn into until it's already done, and then going back and hearing it. Like I'm obsessed with artists that record, like Taylor and Ed Sheeran are really big with recording their, the process of it, and we all know what the finished product is, and it's like, come on, you're almost there. You almost got it.
So I'll play you a voice memo that I have from one of my biggest songs, City of Angels. So this is June 20th, 2019.
This is cool.
Here it is. I sold my soul
That's sick.
I'll take you if you want it. But we go on a road of marijuana. I don't wanna know, no, I don't wanna go. So you kind of hear where I was going with that,
so
right?
Cool. Hey, dude, thanks for sharing it.
Yeah,
That's
of
really
course.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it up for him. That's really cool. All right, you got some people to meet. I don't want to take too much of your time. Today's a big day, but I always like to leave it with one open-ended question. Like, what's something you wish you got asked about more? This is your opportunity to talk about it. Like,
Man, I wish people were like, Golden, why are you so handsome and talented and sexy? Like, I really don't get asked that enough. So I'm glad that you gave me a platform to talk about that today.
I got you, brother. I
Yeah,
appreciate
seriously.
it. No, seriously, dude. Thank you so much for coming by. Obviously, today's a big day, starting a very important tour. Thank you so much for coming by, making time for us and these lovely people here. So give it up one time for 24kGoldn.